Hey y'all, good afternoon. It is me here with my two current projects, and I just wanted to kind of talk with y'all a little bit and show you what's going on. So, I am in the absolute trenches with these two projects. Taking a lot of time off from work has been a blessing and a curse. It's been a blessing because I've been able to just take my mind off of work and not having to constantly worry about that grind. But if you don't use it, you'll lose it. And a lot of my expertise, like my skills and how quickly I move when I'm working, has just gone out the window. And I already was like very meticulous and would take like a good amount of time on each project, but now I'm not even that quick. And so I found that I run into way more like novice errors that I never used to make in the past, and that correcting these errors when I make them takes a lot more time for me. And so I am just absolutely like having a full nightmare experience with these two projects. I have been like literally losing sleep. Like, I do not know what I'm going to do to really stick the landing with this and make them the way I want to make them. And it's not that these are the most impossible projects ever. It's just that I want to kind of pizzazz them in a way I don't usually do in this sort of fashion. And I'm trying to be a little bit more experimental, and with that I am like running into some speed bumps. So I wanted to kind of show you all what I'm doing. So I have these cute little plushy bases I've been working on, and I kind of wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to use this like beautiful iridescent material to put like little holographic stars on their chests, but I am absolutely in hell with this process. I'm so upset right now because it's not turning out the way I want. If you are not used to looking at a specific thing, the average person wouldn't even notice it. Like, these look perfect, these look great, these look like the cutest little stars ever. But I used a larger needle for like the applique, and so it created like these little holes in the project. I don't know if you can see, and that was going to happen anyway because this is like a more what type of material is this called, like vinyl, so it was going to make that anyway. But I don't like the way it looks, and also because I had to flip the bodies inside and out numerous times to try to get the arm placement as good as I possibly could, it kind of crinkled the star a little bit, and I don't like that. I do not like that crinkling. I don't know if you can see, it's just a little bit, and that is driving me crazy due to my like perfectionist nature. And it really is like an actual issue that I have. I am very obsessive when it comes to these sorts of things, and if it's not as perfect as possible, it's going to absolutely drive me crazy. And so here is the pink one, and this is kind of like a different, like almost like purple, like iridescent, and then you can see again it got that crinkling from like the flipping inside out. So I need to rectify this, but they're already like sewn into place. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So I'm like, okay, I know, I'm just gonna cut out some other stars and put them on top for like an extra kind of 3D effect, and then it'll look kind of like, you know, more puffy, which I kind of like. It's cute. It just looks a little bit bigger. Not bigger, what's the term I'm looking for? Like more 3D, like thicker, like the material looks like less flat. And so that's kind of what I want to do, but how exactly am I supposed to attach this to this? Now, the lucky thing is that this is like a vinyl type material, and it does have like a slight cloth texture to the back. So I think I can affix this and still get the intended look I'm hoping for. I'm going to be using my trusty E6000. This is an extremely radical approach, and if I botch this, these bodies are over with. I'm gonna have to scrap them entirely and make two new entirely different bodies. Like, I'm going to literally have to go back to the drawing board if I do not ace this. The thing is that these colors are very, very specific, and they were chosen for very specific reasons, and I do not have any more of these fabrics. So if I botch this, we're really going to be having a craptastic time, because I'm going to have to completely like come up with new projects. And I've been working on these for like a week and a half, and I've been having to take breaks because the winter is whooping me left, right, side to side, up, down. I love the winter time because it just feels so refreshing, because I get to go out and have the crisp air hit me, and it just feels like a sort of cleaning to the year, you know, when you're just in that cold, brisk air. But at the same time, that air absolutely zaps me, and it is so harsh on like my muscles, and the cold basically just takes me out. So it really is like a great thing, but it's also like a bad thing. And so this time of year, like my kids are bringing home all sorts of stuff from school, and like I'm getting sick, and it's harder for me because I am chronically ill to like land on my feet when I get sick. So I'm moving a lot slower, and I'm rusty. I'm out of practice. I have not been working as much as I used to. So I'm just kind of struggling with this project. And the same thing with this. I kind of want to overlap this. These are actually already going to be for 2 people. And so because of that, I can take more risks because these are not going in the shop. And so there are certain things I will and will not do with dolls that are going to be going into the shop, because I have to make sure I know how to stick the landing with the project. And I'm all for like taking risks and things like that. But because I'm working, I'm spacing out my working, I have to make sure that I can stick the landing with the project, because my energy, I'm like on my last 2 spoons like this entire year. So I can't divest a lot of time to a project that is incredibly experimental, that I don't know for certain I'm going to stick the landing. And I still have like a big major project I started on this year that I just cannot finish because it's too steep of a gradient right now, and I can't figure out how I'm going to form it and get it together. And it's just literally in like a bag in a bin, and it has not been pulled out again. And I'm like, I will just get to that later. So I'm going to attempt to do this, and I'm going to have to put these stars on, and I'm going to have to leave it for some time to cure. I can't go and like, you know, put stuffing in the dollies or anything like that, or any like pellets or anything like that until these cure. At least I have these little tools I can use for the applique, but if this goes left, this is really, really going to suck. I mean, I could try to do a trial test with it, but I would have to delay the project by a few days, and I just don't have that kind of time right now. I'm trying to get these done because they've already been in limbo for a while, so I will come back and let you all know how this goes. It's either going to go great, or we're going to have to start from scratch. So yeah, I love you guys. I hope that you are doing good, and have a great start to your December, or whenever this video is released. It might be like a couple weeks from now. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Okay, bye. Hey y'all, so I'm back again. Okay, so great news. The gluing a star over to make it kind of 3D was a success, but we had an unintended consequence that has really driven me crazy. So the first thing is that this star looks absolutely fantastic. You can see the overlay just looks so smooth. It looks gorgeous. It's nice and shiny. But then over here, I noticed that with the backing, it looks like some of the applique, like the glue from the applique, like kind of seeped through. Not seeped through, but like on the back end, the way it's solidified, you can kind of see the outline, like the circle. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm so frustrated, and I hate that it's nearly perfect, but it's not where it needs to be. So my husband actually recommended I use a different method to overlap like a little star over it and make the material just a little bit thicker so the glue doesn't bleed through like this. And so we're going to have to let it cure a little bit longer, especially because it's going to be thicker. But I think that actually might be super cute. So I'll come back and show you guys what that looks like after. I cannot believe this happened. Oh, I'm so upset. It was almost so perfect, but I just cannot leave it like this. I mean, it's not even really noticeable. It's a me sort of nitpick that I'll notice, but we're almost to the finish line. I have been working on these so long, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I just want to get to the clear. So yeah, I'll come back with this when I have a better result. Bye. Hey friends, I am coming to you with a progress report on our dollies and the star debacle. I have great news. My husband's clever idea was a success. Yes! And not only did we remedy the situation that was literally sending me up a wall, but the outcome is far cuter than I ever could have expected. And this is why sometimes having faith really will pull you through in whatever you're working on or projects. Me just having the belief that I could somehow get through this and me not giving up on this project. I'm very, very happy with how things have turned out. I have a friend that's a painter, and about 7 years ago, she told me something that was so profound. It stuck with me all this time, because that was back when I was in the digital art world. And I was talking with her about my different projects, and I told her, like, if I'm working on a project and I don't like it, like a quarter way through or halfway through, I'll just scrap it and start on a new project. And she told me, never do that. Always see your projects through to the end, because just because you're having an error with it doesn't mean that the end result of this project is not going to be beautiful, which is why you have to allow yourself to go through the creative journey to get to that end point. And so that has stuck with me. So when I have worked on plushies, unless I make a critical error that is so bad I cannot like salvage the situation, I will see the project through to the end, for better or for worse. And if I don't like the outcome, I will not put the doll out into the world, but I see it through to the end, because you never know how a project is going to develop. So I'm so grateful that I took her advice and that I continued going, because had I just said, I'm frustrated with the star situation, it's not working, and I just tossed the dolls and then worked on new iterations of these dolls, we never would have gotten this end result of this cute effect of these stars. And I want to show you all that. Ooh, let me move this because this doesn't go here. Okay. Look how cute this is. And this is the pink and purple iridescent stars, and I absolutely love how this has turned out. It's like a shape and it's very much like Powerpuff, and I just adore the way it has turned out. I was originally only going to do the overlap star for the purple and pink iridescent, because that's the one I had the issue with, but I wanted these dolls to be like sibling dolls, so I made an overlapping star for the gold iridescent, and it's so cute. It is so like kid core Powerpuff, like I absolutely love it. And these dolls are like sibling dolls, but you can tell they have like different personalities in the sense that the colorways are very different. And these dolls are for two people that I love very much, that are just absolutely exceptional humans. So I wanted like relation to the dolls, but I wanted them to exemplify the different aesthetics that these people have. So I really, really love how this has turned out. I'm so incredibly happy with the result. This project nearly pushed me to my breaking point. Like I was like, I am never making plushies again with this project, because, you know, as I told you all, like I'm out of practice. I haven't been working consistently a lot this year to just kind of withdraw and get my headspace right so I can create fully and be present fully the way I want to. I'm so happy with how these turned out. Winter time, I think as I get older, I appreciate winter less and less because it really just like zapped my energy. And fall like used to be like my favorite season, but like being down south, you don't get the orange leaf, crunchy leaf, you know, orange tree sort of fall with like the crisp weather that you really want with fall. You just get rain and drudge and like gloomy weather. Like the falls in Tennessee, at least where I was, were like never nice. It was nothing but just like rain, downpour, and just dreariness. So I started leaning more to winter because at least you get some bright days. But now that I'm getting older, I'm like, ooh, my body cannot handle these winters. Like, what is going on? At least it's not like a northern winter, because that's like where I'm from. I'm from up north, and those northern winters, ooh, just going ahead and log out. You know what I mean, with those northern winters. So but I'm just really happy with how this turned out. I can't wait for the finished result of these dollies. I have to add on their tails. I'm not sure what else I'm going to do with them. But yeah, they're almost done. We made it. We did it. I'm so happy that I finally got through with this process. So I just wanted to thank you all for joining me on this. Don't give up on yourself. Keep pushing. It might be one of the best results ever. And yeah, so I hope you all are doing great. I hope you're having a great start to your holiday season, and check in with you all later. Bye.